Okay, hello Cloud Gurus and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we're going to look at CIDR calculations. So for the Certified SysOps Administrator Associate course or exam, you will be expected to be able to do basic CIDR calculations in your exam. If you've never done CIDR calculations before, don't worry, I'll show you how to do it. We do cover it in an awful lot more detail in the Advanced Networking course. We'll show you how to calculate everything, but in this we're just going to give you a brief overview. So once you go to CIDR, which is spelled CIDR.xyz.com. Okay, so here I am on CIDR.xyz.com, and I want you to enter in this address, so 10.0.0.0/16. Now, this is the very largest address that you can have with a VPC in AWS, and it will give you four values here: your net mask, your first IP address, your last IP address, and the count. Now, for the purposes of the Certified SysOps Administrator Associate exam, the only thing you need to be able to calculate is the count. When you go on to do Advanced Security Specialty, you'll need to be able to calculate net masks as well as the first IP address and last IP address. But for the Certified SysOps Administrator Associate exam, that is out of scope. Now, typically, what we'll be working with, certainly from a associate perspective, is we're going to be working with 10.0.1.0/24, and it doesn't have to be 1.0, it could just be 0.0, but it would normally go 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, etc. And basically, you just need to calculate the number of IP addresses that are available. And the easiest way to do this is to start with, remember that /24 is always 256. And then as you go up a level, so as you go up to 25, it halves. So 256 divided by 2 is 128. That's a /25. 128 divided by 2 is going to be 64, so that's a /26. A 64 divided by 2 is going to be 32, so that's a /27. And then a 32 divided by 2 is 16, which is going to be a /28. Now again, for the purposes of the AWS world, a /28 is the smallest VPC subnet that you can have. So you really only need to focus between a /24 to a /28 for the Certified SysOps Administrator Associate exam. And maybe some of you have done your CCNA and you understand CIDR inside out and how to do subnet calculations. I really don't want to overwhelm everyone, and we do cover it, like I said, in an awful lot of detail in the Certified Security Specialty course. So do check that out. We will teach you how to calculate everything. So we'll teach you how to do net masks, first IP address, last IP address, etc. But you don't need to know it for the Certified SysOps Administrator Associate. What you need to know is the range between a /24 to a /28, how many IP addresses are available. Now, Amazon will always reserve 4 IP addresses, and then you've also got your broadcast address, which is reserved. So 5 IP addresses are always going to be reserved. So with this /28, we've got 16 available here, but in the Amazon world, we have to do 16 take 5. So only 11 will be available. For /27 is 32 take 5. So only 27 are going to be available. For /26, it's going to be 64 take 5, so only 59 will be available. 128 take 5, 123 will be available, and then for /24, 256 take 5, 251 will be available. Now what's cool is you can test this. So if you log into the VPC section, so if you just go down to services and then find networking, so let me see if I can actually find it. Networking over here, so network and content delivery, click on VPC. If you click on VPC and then click on subnets, we can go and just create a subnet. You can give it any name that you want. It's just going to be basically a bogus subnet. And in here we can do our CIDR block. So we can do 10.0. let's say 3.0, then /24. And if we just go ahead and hit create and hit close, in here we can see that we've only got 251 available. So that was a /24, which gives us 256. Take away 5, that gives us 251. Let's go and create another one completely. I'll just call it random 2. In here, we'll change our VPC to my custom VPC. My CIDR address range, let's do the smallest one. So 10.0. Let's say 3.0. And and we're going to make this a /28, so the smallest address range possible. So I've already reserved that, so I'm going to do 10.0.4.0/28, and I'm going to go and hit close. And so random 2, here we can see, so only 11 are available. So that's 16, take 5. So let's go to my exam tips. So what are my exam tips? Well, we just kept it really, really easy. So you will need to calculate basic CIDR address ranges, and you just need to know the number of available IP addresses given a particular range. And a typical exam question will be, you've got, let's say, 28 devices in your office, and you need to create a subnet to have those 28 devices inside the one single subnet within a VPC. So you need 28 IP addresses. What is the minimum size subnet that you can create? And basically, you're trying to get as close to 28 as possible, but it's got to be greater than 28. So we start with a /24. We've got 256. A /25 is going to be 256 divided by 2, so it's 128. So 128 take 5 is 123. We can still go down. 128 divided by 2 is a /26, so that's going to be 64. 128 divided by 2 is 64. So that will give us 59 usable IP addresses if we remove 5. And then a /27 is going to be 32 IP addresses, so 64 divided by 2. We take away 5 IP addresses from that, and we're going to have 27 available addresses. Now we have 28 devices in our office, so a /27 is too small. Therefore, we need a /26. So those are the sort of typical exam questions you may or may not see. You'll be given a number of devices, asked to calculate the smallest subnet possible, and you just basically need to know the number of devices from a /24 all the way to a /28. Take away 5, and then that will help give you your answer. So in terms of my exam tips, the maximum size for a subnet for a VPC is /16. The minimum size for a subnet is a /28. Typically, you're always going to start with a /24, which is 256. And then as you halve, so if you go to a 128, that's going to be a /25. If you go up from 256, so 512, that's going to be a /23. So that's the way it works. You just double and then move up and down your slashes. And then Amazon is always going to reserve 4 addresses, and then you have your broadcast address as well. So you always have to remove 5 IP addresses. So that is it for this lecture, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. Don't worry if it's a little bit scary. If you really do want to go on and understand networking inside out, I recommend doing the advanced networking specialty. I will warn you though, it is the hardest AWS exam out there. It's even harder than Solutions Architect Pro. So it is literally the toughest one, but we do go into CIDR calculations in a lot of depth in there. I really don't want to do it for the associate because I don't want to scare people off. Basically, all you need to remember for the associate is a /24 starts at 256. You go all the way up to a /28, which is 16, and then you always remove 5 IP addresses no matter what subnet that you're working with. So that is it for this lecture, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, feel free to move on to the next lecture. Thank you.